You know, when we travel, we're always looking for something more than just a perfect photo, right? We're searching for the real character, the actual soul of a place. Well, today, we're going on that exact search in Mallorca. So let's ask the big question. You got the sun, you got the sea, but beyond all that, where does a destination's true soul really hide? It's almost never in the obvious spots. It's usually tucked away, waiting to be found behind some quiet door or down a narrow street. In Palma de Mallorca, that soul, it's hiding in its secret courtyards, or patios, and one of the sources we looked at just described them perfectly as living echoes of Mallorca's soul. So okay, let's dive in and unpack what that really means. To really get why these spaces are so important, we've got to rewind the clock a bit. These courtyards are basically architectural whispers from the past, and to hear what they're saying, we first need to unlock that history. And their evolution is absolutely fascinating. The whole story kicks off way back in the 13th century, after the Catalan conquest, with a design that's kind of like a mix of Roman atriums and Catalan homes. But their golden age, that was between the 16th and 18th centuries. That's when they became this huge symbol of prestige for the island's richest families. And today, they're still here, part of the city's living heritage, transformed into amazing cultural centers and, of course, private homes. And we're not talking about just a few grand houses. Get this. At their peak, there were over 500 of these courtyards all across Palma. Just imagine that. The entire city was this mosaic of elegance, with these little hidden worlds of stone and shadow tucked behind almost every single door. But here's the thing. These courtyards were so much more than just beautiful buildings. They were the actual stage where Mallorcan life played out for centuries. For hundreds of years, these patios were, quite literally, the true heart of Mallorcan life. This wasn't just a hallway you passed through, this was where life happened. And they were central to absolutely everything. I mean, they were the stage for all of family life, from celebrating marriages to mourning losses. They were the community hub where neighbors caught up on the daily news. And they were a center for commerce where merchants made deals under the cool arches. For the upper crust, they were the place for fancy gatherings and maybe a few whispered political alliances. And in areas like Palma's historic Jewish quarter, they hold these incredible memories of cultural exchange and quiet resilience. So, the thing to remember here is that these spaces are like living archives. They are a witness to stories, preserved not in books, but in lived experience. You just feel like every single stone has a memory. And that history isn't just some invisible vibe in the air. It's carved right into the architecture itself. The stone, the ironwork, the layout, it all tells a story. So now, let's learn how to actually read its language. Every single element here is telling you something. That huge sweeping stone staircase, that wasn't just for getting upstairs, it was a loud and clear statement about the family's social status. You see those intricate family crests? That's all about legacy and pride. Even the design itself, built to capture light but create silence, tells you that these were meant to be tranquil sanctuaries away from the noisy city streets. It's this perfect harmony of pride, art, and peace. So when you put all of those pieces together, you start to see that these courtyards are so much more than just buildings. They really are living galleries of artistry and pride. Okay, so that's the history. But what about today? How can we actually experience this incredible legacy? Well, the good news is there's a modern invitation waiting for all of us. You basically got two main ways to step inside these worlds. A lot of them have been beautifully restored and are open to the public as cultural centers and museums. You've got places like Can Balaguer, which is this gorgeous reborn manor, or Casal Solleric, now a home for contemporary art. But for a totally different kind of experience, there are also these curated guided tours that can literally unlock the doors to private patios, giving you a peek into spaces that are normally hidden from view. And, you know, this whole fascination with the courtyards taps right into a huge trend in how we all travel now, experiential travel. It's this idea of going beyond just sightseeing. It's about really immersing yourself in the local culture, having authentic experiences that connect you to the real heart of a place. And that's exactly why the modern services that show you these places don't treat them like dusty old monuments. They treat them as what they are: living spaces, where art breathes, history lingers, and elegance endures. It's about feeling the history, not just looking at it from behind a rope. When it comes right down to it, exploring Palma's courtyards is an unveiling of history, elegance, and quiet grandeur, through whispers rather than shouts. It's this subtle, really profound experience that shows you the city's soul in the most beautiful way possible. Which kind of leaves us with one last thought to chew on. If you could step inside one of these courtyards, all by yourself, and just listen, what whispers from the past would you hope to hear?